40 Commons Boulevard, Village Vet located 40 Commons Boulevard. Applicant Andrea Blitz is requesting sketch plan review associated with the proposed construction of a 6,000 square foot veterinary office on a 1.44 acre parcel located in an MC medium density commercial district under the Code of Town of Webster.
Good evening, my name is Matt Newcomb. I'm with Passero Associates. Also here tonight with me is Andrea Blitz. She's the owner of the Village Vet. Sitting to my left, if you guys have any logistical questions or operational questions, she can help out with answering those. So, as Mr. Arena mentioned, the project's located at 896 Ridge Road, off of Webster Commons. Webster Commons is an extension of the Target Plaza. There's a signalized intersection there. The parcel is located, I can show you here on the map, in the back corner of a I would say pre-approved area for development. This project is an allowed use within the zoning district. All the utilities are there. The pond is there and it's sized to handle this development. So there's no issues there. The disturbance is under an acre, so there's no need for a stormwater plan. The proposal is for a 4,600 square foot plus or minus veterinarian office with an area to expand another 2,000 square foot in the future. The parking that we show on the plan is adequate to service this. We are land banking some spaces because we don't feel that we need them. However, the town code requires us to show them and get approval for them. So if it does become an issue where we need to construct them, we certainly will, if we're able to. Those parking spaces that we show are also enough to accommodate the 2,000 square foot addition if that's ever constructed. We are requiring and requesting a setback variance from the zoning board at their next meeting. The front setback is 50 foot required, and we're proposing 38.2 feet. One of the things I'll point out is in this development, the building directly to the north is right on the property line, so I don't see this as being a major issue. One of the other constraints we have and why we're locating the building where we are is because the pond is located on the eastern side of the property that services this entire development. So it kind of inhibits our ability to move further away from the front setback, which is considered that access drive there in the center. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions the board might have. Again, we're here for concept plan and preliminary approval if possible this evening.
I don't think it was set for preliminary though. It was set for sketch review, that's all.
Yeah, and that's fine if we're able to get preliminary as well while we're here.
Well, we can't because it isn't advertised as such, so.
Okay.
First of all, the building's a heck of a nice looking building you're putting up there. Real nice looking building. Looks like it's more of a real nice house, you know? It doesn't look like a commercial building. As far as the parking, I talked to Josh about it. I don't know, Josh, if is that required? My feeling is that there isn't a variance required for, as long as you've got the parking. Did you ever check that? I don't think you need all the parking. You know better than we would know what actually works for you. As long as you've got the room for future, you know, your bankings, the parking spaces?
Yeah, so we have enough parking shown, and I call land bank, which is where the spaces remain green until they're needed. So if we'll construct what we think we need, and then as part of our approval, we'll have approval to construct more spaces.
Sure.
if we run into an issue, which I think is a great way and opportunity to try to keep as much green space as possible.
Yeah.
So there is room for to construct what's required.
What would you put in, Matt? How many parking spaces would you be putting in?
I can look. Let me.
I can see it out here.
So we're going to construct 40 44 spaces, and we'll have 14 additional land bank spaces, for a total of, 58 spaces.
Remember when we did CDS? And they banked parking spaces in the back over there? Anybody, you guys remember that? I don't think we sent that to the zoning board for any variances. I think that's a function of the planning board, it's planning the site. They do have the parking spaces, but they're saying we just aren't gonna blacktop them now, and that's fine. My opinion,
We did that for them and we also did it for the Costanza sausage.
yeah, right, that's right too, yeah. I mean, we've done that over time, but I don't think it ever went to the zoning board.
Yeah, I wasn't able to find anything in our code that specifically speaks to the land banking of parking spots.
Yeah,
But just in review of past projects, I did find that was the precedent.
yeah, that we just did it.
Yeah. And from the town's perspective, I think, like Matt said, it's good to preserve as much green space as
Yeah,
possible.
absolutely.
Until it's
It's nothing worse than putting blacktop and have dandelions growing through it in a couple of years, you know?
Yeah.
We did, when we made our application to the zoning board, we did include the parking for a variance as part of our application, which we can discuss with them.
You did?
When we meet with them. We did it purposely because we weren't sure what your feeling was on that. So we can either get a variance and do it, or we can, if it's determined that we don't need a variance, then we'll go that route as well.
I did inform the board after they received the application for the variance.
Disregard it?
Yes, and there's
Okay,
some
good.
conflicting opinions from that board on
Oh,
that.
yeah, I'm sure.
But we'll deal with that.
Yeah, that would be setting another precedent again, doing that. No, in the past, we've done this, it's always been accepted that way, and I think we should just continue it that way. All right, anything else? Anybody, any questions?
Well, I took a ride over to see the property. In fact, Tony and I both did. And in my opinion, it's a nice location. I think that considering what has happened in the past year, we hear and read about all these small businesses that are suffering because of the pandemic. Here we have one that's apparently doing well and is going to expand and stay here in Webster. It's in a MC, medium intensity commercial district, so it's not going to be bothering any neighbors, residential neighbors. And with regards to the parking situation, if you go to the current site, try to make a left-hand turn out of that driveway, and your next social security check will be in the mail, That's the way it is with the traffic on Ridge Road. So the design is nice. I just have one question. According to the map that I see there, you've allocated a certain number of spaces left to the side of the building there. Was that for a future addition to the building?
Yeah, so currently the need is for about, I think it was 4,600 square foot is what this proposed building is for, and then we're showing a potential addition of 2,000 square foot in the future if they were to expand. So there's room for that there.
Well, that's just the comments that I have to make. To me, it's very encouraging that I remember years ago, there used to be, I think it was a tavern, wasn't it, there, Tony? An old tavern?
Yeah, it used to be the dollhouse.
And the village vet came in and renovated the structure and did a great job, and now they want to move on and expand. And as I said again, it's nice to see a local business grow and stay here in Webster.
It's an excellent looking building.
Yeah, it looks great.
Do you lease that building, or you own
It really
it?
fits well in that location.
You lease it, okay. In the back, Matt, it shows a existing stormwater main. I don't remember a pond back there, is there?
That was a pond.
Yeah,
Is there a pond back? I don't remember seeing it.
I don't think it's maintained very well.
Yeah.
It's right in this location. It's actually the pond that services the
Yeah, right.
development. So that's, part of the reason is that we want the room for the expansion, the 2,000 square foot expansion in the future. So we had to push the building out towards the roadway, because that pond kind of inhibits our ability for that expansion area. So that's the purpose for the front setback.
I don't think a setback variance is really too surprising,
No,
because I remember when we did Mavis next door.
Yeah.
There was some discussion about the line and how, because of the encumbrances on the site,
right,
I'm actually kind of impressed at what you got the thing to fit on there, with just a little bump out that needs it.
yeah,
And with the way the landscaping is being done on it,
yeah,
and I think the
It'll look
original
nice.
concept would have been just this big open space.
yeah.
And it's gonna look really nice.
Just refresh my memory, at the current facility where you are now, how many parking spaces do you have?
Not
25. And this new proposed structure would have 40?
44.
44, so you're doubling your parking. And,
And then we'd have an additional 14 that we can open up if we need to.
okay.
Most of that parking is in and out, right? I mean, people don't go there and stay there for 6 hours.
Right.
Okey dokey. Anybody, any more questions or concerns?
It's a good project.
Good looking building.
Beautiful building.
Yeah,
Great location.
All your, all the paperwork you turned in was adequate. I mean, you definitely had everything, all the bases covered with it. I was going through some of the,
good,
you got everything in there.
yeah.
Ordinarily, you look for, you know, for preliminary, looking for what colors you're gonna use or something. Do you have any?
Well, I think in general, you know, this is a colored print of,
Is this showing it?
yes, yep,
That's pretty much the colors and
that's
stuff?
the color, correct?
And the roof is what? Shingle roof?
Shingled roof.
Shingle roof.
Correct.
Lighting?
Yeah, lighting will all be dark sky compliant, you'll probably have some lights
Yeah.
that are, you know, over the doorways just for safety
Yeah.
reasons, but,
Tony, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will they need a sign permit for the sign that's on the north elevation?
Sorry about that. Forgot.
Is your car insurance paid up?
What's that?
Is your car insurance paid up?
Yeah.
No, the question I was gonna ask you, do they need a sign permit for the sign that's on the north elevation?
Well, yeah, you have to have a permit for it. I mean, what square footage is, I don't even know, but is that what you'd be putting? Is that the sign you'd be putting in
I
there?
believe so, is that the plan?
Yeah, it hasn't been filled out yet, but I did want some kind of a sign on the corner of that lot.
On the corner of the lot, okay, I'm looking at the sign that's on the
On the
building
actual
itself.
building.
Is that just an,
It's
I
up
mean,
there,
is
right?
that,
Yeah,
okay, you're putting that on there?
And then, do you want a sign at the corner as well? The lot?
I believe we talked about that as well, but it hasn't set in stone. The sign on top of the building is for sure going to be there.
Yeah, so we'll include a sign at the corner as well on our revised plans for the next submission.
Okay, put your dimensions and the
Yep.
required setback and,
Yep,
Isn't there, in the entrances, isn't there monument signs that kind of give us?
there may be that we may be able
That's-
to, we'll look into that.
yeah, that's a
I
good,
haven't
good
been
point.
at it.
That's what I was going there with that, yeah.
Because if there is a monument sign, that kind of goes away, so.
Yeah, you put a placard right into that one.
There is an existing monument sign.
Yeah,
I don't know if the road has a name, but all the other, where Five Guys was, right in front of that building, there's a big monument sign and a space for me if I want to. put it
yeah.
there.
Isn't there one over by the Mavis too?
I didn't see one. The way I drove in, Mavis was on my passenger side.
Yeah, it's on your right, but I don't
I don't remember
recall if there
seeing
was a
any
sign
sign.
there.
But then it could have been the way we came in. There's two entrances in there.
Monument, there's spaces on the monument there.
Yeah,
See, if there's a monument sign, that's the intended sign for
Correct.
that project, entire project, you know, like the shopping plaza and
Yeah.
so on.
yeah, I mean, we would
That's
still.
where you would put the sign.
Still want a building mounted sign. which is-
That wouldn't be an issue, I don't believe
And
it.
we can get approval for the signage as part of this application, correct?
Yeah, the code
Oh,
does,
for this year?
Yes.
Right now? with the way you got it now?
Yes,
Yeah, there's no approval tonight, though. This is just a
right,
sketch review.
I'm asking because some municipalities require a separate application for building mounted signs.
Oh,
So,
for the sign?
yes, I wanted to make sure that,
Our code allows it to be approved as part of
As
site
part of
plan
the structure?
approval, as long as we make note of that,
Yeah.
okay,
yeah.
so
And
that works.
I also just want to add, I don't know if David Cox passed along the comments from the PRC committee.
You did,
There was really just one main comment, and
about
that,
the manhole and the
Yes.
parking space, yeah.
yeah,
To block out the parking space and make it a green,
right,
yeah.
so that
So
they
we'll actually
always,
go down to 43 instead of 44 spaces that we're proposing.
okay.
Okay. Your drawing, well, you got your landscape drawing, you got everything, so you're good. Anybody, Dave? Any comments?
I think it's
John?
great.
Derek, you guys all right?
Yep, yep, looks good.
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
it then.
Great.
All right, there's no vote on this at this
Right.
stage, it's just nothing back in. We can give a preliminary final, I mean, this looks like a pretty
Right.
cut and dried operation here.
Yep,
We
great.
can do that all at one meeting then, so.
Sounds good. We'll
But it
go
has
to
to be
the,
published, obviously.
right, we'll go to the zoning board, hopefully get our variance. And so does this board offer a letter of recommendation to the zoning board for this project?
You know what? We've done this, we can do this. Do you wanna do this?
Yeah,
Everybody's okay with it?
Yeah.
You recommend,
Yeah.
so a letter, okay, so we'll make a letter to the town board, or I'm sorry, to the zoning board, with a recommendation that this board is in favor of
The front
the
setback.
38-foot setback for future development on the site.
Great. Sounds awesome.
Okay, all right, we'll do that.
Thank you,
I
guys.
can do that tomorrow. You have a question, I guess, on the other side. Is there an outside area for the dogs to run around or anything, or what do you do?
Not really,
No?
it's mostly just some green space for the dogs to potty on, and that's it.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm just curious.
Any, like, fence enclosures or anything that run around the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep dogs there overnight?
We do not.
Okay.
Or not
Good to go.
dogs, but
Thank you.
pets?
Thanks a lot, man.